Sure. 3, 2, 1.
Alrighty, we're here at the Snake Pit for episode 213. Can you please introduce yourself? Kind of let us know a little bit about you, man.
Yeah, man. My name is Joshua Olivo. I am the owner and operator and a little bit of everything of the Humble Hustle. So I'm a one-man print shop.
Humble Hustle. That is your. So yeah, you do screen printing and all that, right?
Do screen printing, dabble in graphic design, try to do a little bit of video editing, things like that. So anything that's kind of pertaining to my brand and putting it out there.
And how long has this been going on?
I've been doing this for this October will be about 3 years. Screen printing, I've been screen printing for about 2 years. Started doing like the vinyl and the heat press and all that stuff. And then before that, I just kind of started with spray paint.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. So like the whole process you're doing in your own space?
And the entire process, yes, from start to finish. So, I mean, every design that you see is a one of one. Everything that comes out of the shop is all done from start to finish by me.
Yeah, he had the Selena jeans. Those are pretty fucking sick.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
He was talking about those.
I need to hit you up on that for my sister for Christmas.
I like
I think
these.
about that.
Like this.
Yeah, dude. So you're fucking just doing it all. What made you?
I've always had a passion for art and doing things like that. But as you grow up,
God damn it! Right in the middle of it. I feel like I had a good question. Yeah, you're doing it all on your own, which is
everything's on my own.
Really interesting because, like, I know people. I'm not into that, but like, I'm not in that. I have my own merch, and I'm just saying, like, people start by outsourcing it.
Yeah,
you just directly started doing it yourself.
Doing it on my own. So, I mean, I didn't have the money to outsource it because I know what things cost in order to get running. And I mean, I just put out one shirt. Somebody hit me up, wanted to buy it, and that kind of led to me doing what I'm doing now. So that just initial like, hey, how do I get this? That kind of sparked everything and made me realize that this is what I wanted to do.
Fuck yeah, dude! I'm liking this shit. Yeah, this is cool.
What was the original shirt? Do you remember?
The original shirt was a pretty terrible shirt. It was iron on. It just said "Forgiven" and it said "Sinner" on the back. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I based my brand on. So my brand is, I mean, everything has a
Texas
has a deeper meaning
Jesus
to it.
Saved. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, man. So I try to incorporate God in everything that I do, and just like the goodness and bringing out positivity into my brand, and try not to market and promote anything that's negative or anything that doesn't make you want to be a better person.
So was Humble already started prior to you screen printing, or did it start at kind of in the same time?
Kind of in the same time. Yeah. So, I mean, the brand is kind of speaks for itself. I mean, you got to stay humble. It doesn't matter how big I get, how many shirts I sell, how much money I make doing this. You gotta remember where you came from, and hustle is you got to put in the work.
Dude, that's tough, huh?
Yeah.
If you're going to start growing, to remain humble.
Yeah, you have to, man.
Well, I imagine you doing this all by yourself. It's very humbling.
Yeah. I mean, it's start to finish, dude. I mean, it's a lot of work. A lot of people see it and they think that it's just, I mean, I don't know, shirts just print themselves, but it's a ton of work that goes into it.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, that's what I thought this was.
Yeah.
This now that I'm seeing this, I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
This is even deeper. Like, I'm not saying that's bad. You gotta start somewhere, but the fact that you're investing in all of it, I think it makes it even more substantial. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Did you have any background in printing?
Absolutely zero.
Nothing.
So my head started kind of spinning, like how do big brands print their own stuff? How does Nike print their stuff? How does Jordan print their stuff? So I got a Cameo and iron on. After a couple washes of those things, like, man, this is not how those brands do that. Like, so that led me down their YouTube rabbit hole. And
YouTube University.
Yeah. And that's how I learned. I learned everything on YouTube. Just coincidentally, I don't know why this happened. I mean, it's kind of just God in the universe. A girl that I went to high school with had a screen printing machine, and she sold it to me. And I knew absolutely zero on how to use it. I just knew that I wanted it. And I was like, this is how brands do that. So this is what I'm going to need to buy. So I saved up my money for what I was making for the iron-on stuff, and I bought the screen printer. And she sold me everything that went to it. So you got your light box, you got the dryer, you got the anything that you need to screen print. And I just YouTubed, and I kind of got it down. But I feel like I'm just now getting to the spot where I'm like I'm comfortable doing things.
I keep looking at this. This is like,
I love screen
this
printed
is
shirts.
like, yeah, this
I think,
is amazing.
and that's really cool that you even came across one of those, because those are very expensive, but those are like elite.
That's how the big brands do it. But I mean, they have automated and $150,000, $200,000 machines, but it's in everything. It's just the same process.
Dude, we're like the same. I've been doing this for 3 years. I look at all the big guys like, how the fuck are they doing this?
Yeah.
You want to get there one day, but you got to fucking do it.
You got to
right?
Yeah, you got to put in the work and do it yourself, and kind of eventually you'll get there. I think back to when I started it to where I am now, like that from where I was to now seems, if you would have told me that 3 years ago, I would have said that's not attainable. You know what I mean? But then from now to 3 years from, in the future, I don't know what that looks like, but I know that it, continuing the process is going to allow me to get there.
Now, is you're strong in your faith?
Yeah.
Because I thought that's an interesting approach to do it with, kind of like a religious tone to it. Have you received a lot of praise, and have you seen some backlash from that?
The backlash, I don't honestly, I don't know if there is any.
The devil works, man.
Yeah, man. If there is any, I don't know, because I don't get wind of it. But I've thought about that question, and I think people, I've had the maybe answer that question in my head. Like if somebody were to ask me, like, "Oh, you're screen printing shirts about Jesus, but are you giving any money to the homeless or things like that?"
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know that for me, I could screen print shirts about getting money and about killing the ops, about getting the bag, things like that. But I choose not to. You know what I mean? I'm trying to put light and positivity out into the world. So I think that's my rebuttal for that. But as far as the praise, people really they like it. So not everybody is a churchgoer and things like that, and that's totally fine. My shirts have a play on a little bit of rap and a little bit of Texas, a little bit of Jesus, kind of all mixed into one. So that's kind of who I am. So that's what I try to put out.
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm liking. It's such a cool thing. I can't get over it. I forgot that you had this shirt when I met you at Sip and Drip. That's what it was, dude. Hell yeah. Do you have a shop you run out of?
Yeah.
Can people visit it?
When I'm there, yes. I'm not there every single day, or sometimes I'm there late at night, things like that. So typically, I'm just using it as a print place. But when I am there during the day, like today, doors are open. Come stop by and check out the merch that we have. Come get a quote, things like that.
Where's it located?
We are at 1915 19th Street. So we're kind of catty corner, cross street from Lokai, by Juicy Juice Vape Shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how many people are working in this?
Oh, it's me and Berto. So he does his own thing. So we split the building. So we have it's a huge building, and he does his own thing. He does art canvases and things like that. And then
Berto the barber.
Yeah.
I know Berto.
Yeah. So Berto he's man, I'm so grateful for him. I was doing this out of
a designer and artist and all that.
Yeah. I was doing this out of my garage. And then I bought a tough shed, so 10 by 12 tough shed. And I was doing
like from Home Depot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, from the maker, like Tough Shed, there's one on
but something like
Wolford, right? So they go and they build it in your backyard. I thought that was going to be big enough space for me. And the busier I got, I was doing everything in a very, very small spot. I was getting shirts dirty. I was getting ink all over my hands. I was washing out the screens in the same spot. I was, doing absolutely everything that I do in the shop in a 10 by 12. And Berto hit me up and he was like, "Man, I got a ton of space. Let's go half on the rent." And I was like, "Man, that's great."
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if that leap into that shop was.
It was nervous.
Was it like a big leap for you?
Yeah, no, that was huge leap.
Yeah,
because I didn't have any rent. There's no overhead. If I sold 0 shirts, or if I had a big order come in, it didn't matter because I was doing it out of my backyard.
Yeah, because season 3, I'm watching him go through that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, yeah, you can't give up. You got to do that. Like, that's the next big step, right?
Yeah. So, it's your mind tells you to not do it because you have to pay rent and you got to pay utilities and you got to, and it's like, okay, so my rent's $500 or whatever, $600, $1,000, whatever your rent is. You're like, I don't know if that money's going to come in. And it has every single month, but you just tell yourself that I probably can't do that, or I probably shouldn't do that, or I should play it safe. And you got to jump into it.
Did that help you hustle harder?
Oh, you have to. Yeah.
Oh, it's a necessity.
Yeah. It's cause I'm busy and, I print my own merch, but also print for other people. And that's not a guarantee. Next month I could have 0 people hit me up and say, hey, I need some merch printed, and that's $0 coming into me, but I still got to pay rent.
But that's really cool that you didn't pigeonhole yourself into just, working for yourself. Because sometimes you might have to do those other like side jobs until you become consistent or steady. And that's really cool though, that you're able to like really sustain a space though by like that flow. Yeah.
And I'm very thankful for all the local businesses here in town because there's several local businesses and shops and barbershops and things like that. They solely go through me and I print all their merch for them. And I mean, in turn, they're helping me out. I'm helping them out. They're giving me the money that I need to do my humble hustle, my merch, and also pay my bills.
And these other businesses, do they go the screen printing route or do you have like other ways of?
No, screen printing on everything that I do.
Man, where were you last month? Oh my gosh.
That's what I was about to say. People like you are essential to this for creators in this town. I'm telling
literally. I teamed up with Chris for season 3 for a shirt design. And had we maybe had more time and like really had I put aside more money, it would have been a lot it would have made more sense to go the screen printing route with the design that we originally had for the gradient and stuff, but we kind of had to just like make it work with like another option. But dang, we had somebody really local.
Can you explain to me what he did wasn't screen printing? No. I don't really understand the process.
Was it
we had transfers, like we essentially had
so that's just heat. But what you do is with like ink
on the t-shirt as it's coming in. So it's essentially, it's kind of the same process. So the transfer papers are printed with a type of ink and then they're like cured and then they ship to the customer, direct ship to the customer. You heat press it on your shirt and then it's good to go.
So what?
Like essentially like this was like just a sticker.
Well, now that I think
Chris,
about it,
like, heated on. Had we gone the screen printing route, we would have been able to get all of this gradient done in layers.
Like the color?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
And not even in color, but we just would have had like gradient to show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you deliberately went screen print route?
Yeah. I mean,
on purpose?
Yes, absolutely. So there's no knock to anybody that's doing iron-on and things like that because you gotta get started to where, I mean...
Some people like it.
You gotta start somewhere. But screen print is like that's top tier.
This is what the professionals are doing.
I mean, Nike does screen print, Jordan does screen print. I mean, like I said, their machines and their equipment are, $500,000, $100,000, $1 million machines, things like that. But this essentially is the same process that they do.
How long did it take you to perfect it, to get it to this right here?
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 years, a lot of trial and error, man. So I'm pretty happy with the quality and the style of design that I'm putting out now. There still needs to be some things that I see that I need to work on, but that's coming with better equipment. So you get what you pay for. My equipment is decent, but it could be better, and that's going to allow me to kind of perfect the quality just a little bit more. But you kind of got to be a student of the game and continue to learn. And, there's people that are out there that are doing what I'm doing. And they'll just blow me out of the water as far as designing and graphics and things like that go.
Told you we're the same. I feel about that, about podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would never know, I'm like, this is so hard. It's such a clean design.
What are some of the, I guess, because I want to know, and maybe people can get a feel like, when you want to give up, was it your faith that was like, no, I can't give up? Like, how do you push through the hard? Because I imagine this was like 3 years. You could have given up at any point in that 3 years.
It gets
hours and hours, right?
You play with that probably back in your head, back and forth your head, maybe once a month, because you're just like, because I'll go to sleep at night sometimes and I'm just like, man, I don't know if I can actually do this full time for a living for the rest of my life. Not because I don't want to, but just because is it going to be sustainable? Am I going to make enough money to feed my family, pay my rent, pay my mortgage, all that things? But you just I just take it day by day.
You got a family and kids?
I do. I got twins.
Oh, damn.
Wife, got kids, got dogs, got mortgage, all the stuff,
Yeah, so damn. You got to work even extra harder.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
And I have not a full-time job anymore. I went part-time. So I had a full-time job. I am part-time and I'm doing this part-time. So basically I'm a, full-time employment, but trying to balance the two. And I think that's something that needs to be touched on too, because a lot of the times you'll see the Instagram entrepreneurs and they're like, you got to quit your job and you got to go 100% on whatever you're doing. And this is the only thing that you have to do. But that's to me, that's not necessarily true. You got to take baby steps and calculated risks.
Yeah, I think that happens over time.
Yeah. And, you can get to the point to where you can step back, on your full-time job, go part-time. And then, that way you can do this a little bit more. And as this leads and gets a little bit busier, it's kind of a snowball effect. And then you're able to do this full-time all the time. And
that shift to part-time, is that difficult?
Was it scary?
It is too, yeah, because you have a regular job and you're used to making a certain amount of money, and you're just like, man, I got to take a risk and I have to do this. This is where I want to go. This is what everything's leading to, and it's small steps, but it's also a big step because I know that this is something that I want to do and this is what I'm aiming towards, and I have to fall back on something else in order to do this full time.
How often are you praying? I want to know that. How often do you pray? No, I feel like that's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Or if you're just sitting there silently, that could be fucking prayer too, a little bit. How often?
Man, every day. And I'm not the best prayer and, I can lead a sermon, but just on the way to work, man, on the way to the shop, it's like,
I feel like these little things
what
can
is
help
prayer?
you.
Like prayer is manifestation, is affirmation, is speaking positive.
Yeah.
Prayer
can be anything to you,
Yeah.
Everybody has their own relationship with God. I have a relationship and I think that, he knows the things that I need and he's always provided for me, man.
It seems like it.
Always, dude. And it's I'll get done wrapping up like a big order and I'm like, I have no customers next up. Nobody's next in line. And the next day, dude, my phone's blowing up and I know that, that's funds coming in. So every single month, dude, I've always had more than enough. And I think that for me, that's just my way of knowing and having reassurance that this is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah,
the episode before this that's going to be out with Mandy. She's pretty good at the social media.
Mm-hmm.
How are you utilizing it a lot? Are you studying that too?
The only thing I know about social media, and I have all of it. I have Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. I got 2 Facebooks, got 2 Instagrams for my personal, and then for this. Really, man, it's a full-time job trying to do that stuff. And
fucking is, man.
The only thing I know to do is to post at certain times. But I get so eager on wanting to share what I have. And I'll post it at the wrong time and I don't get no traction.
Same.
Have you thought about getting involved into TikTok and everything?
Yeah. And I have TikTok too. And it's just so hard.
It's like YouTube. I'm like, you guys are creating every day. Why not fucking post on TikTok every day?
It really is like, it's hard and it's more than just like essentially recording a video. Like there's like so much like advanced editing that you can do to it. And there's like algorithms and sounds and even like the length of the video. Like they say to be like on like a TikTok For You page. You can't be over like 20 seconds. And it's like, how do you put the processor? How do you sell yourself in 20 seconds? And
my next thing that I'm doing is I'm going to have one of my friends, his name is Prince. He runs Guided Creations. So we're doing a whole, I'm going to try to keep it at like a minute, but for my next hoodie drop is going to be like a whole video. So I'm pretty excited about that to kind of put that out there. Should be ready in for Christmas gifts and things like that. So I'm trying to slowly incorporate those things. It's a full-time job, man. It really is.
I feel you. I was thinking about it. I think it's a little bit of an ego thing for me. Like I don't need to post. I'm just going to release it.
Yeah.
You guys like it. You like it. I'm like, no, that's kind of wasting my time a little bit. I need to use the tools I have. I'm like, but it is like a whole fucking, that's like an extra hour or 2 a day you can add to your day to study it, to put it out.
Yeah. I spent 45 minutes to an hour just trying to upload a video, just like a quick video. And I was like, man, that's almost a waste of time. I mean, I got some traction off of it, you know, got some comments and things like that. But I mean, that was an hour of my day that I could have did something else, which, I mean, you can't think about it that way. But at the same time, it's like, man, that's a whole hour.
I think about it like that. And I don't have a wife and kids.
Yeah.
I think about it like, damn, I could have been doing something. I could have been sleeping.
Yeah.
Something, man. I'm just saying. Can you, I don't think I've ever asked anybody this. Can you kind of, without giving the secrets away, walk me through the process of you creating something you're going to drop? Like this sweater, does it come out with an idea? Do you see something like, how does it happen?
My ideas come from a little bit of everything. So, I mean, even though church, that's the focus of my brand, but everything, I mean, I pull ideas from everywhere.
Like this one, can you?
Yeah. So DJ Screw,
this one,
Texas DJ Screw. So this is a screw and it's a cross. And then if you look on all of his mixtapes and things like that, so he always had Purple Lightning, Purple Lean, that's like a Texas kind of feel. And then on the bottom, it's always going to have some kind of a meaning to the shirt. So obviously my brand, DJ Screw, Lightning, Texas raised, obviously DJ Screw's from Texas. And, that's the gist of that shirt. So if you don't know Texas culture and you don't know things like that, you might not get that shirt. But, that's kind of what I try to push everything out and have some kind of a meaning and tie back to whether it be streetwear or hip hop and things like that, because that's kind of how I grew up. So that's what I try to incorporate into my brand.
Yeah, man, I've always wondered, like, comes from just one little thing and then you fucking create something fucking cool.
And then you just see some stuff. And I mean, you pull inspiration from everywhere.
And do you think like part of it is also just having the creative freedom to just, you can make what you wear?
You do whatever you want
like
to do.
If you're like, oh, this would be such a sick shirt. Or like, oh, I wish I could find this. Like you can literally just make it.
And that's what got me started. And actually before the vinyl cutter, I wanted a jean jacket spray painted with Jesus' face on it. And I reached out to a couple of tattoo guys and I was like, hey, can you paint this on there? And they gave me like some crazy astronomical price. And I was like, man, I'll do that myself. Mm-hmm. So I went and grabbed some cans of spray paint and went to town on the jacket. And I was like, that led me into the iron on and that led me into the screen printing. So I just see ideas and, if you go into the mall and things like that, and you're like, I would like this person on this shirt or this shirt to look this way. And you can just kind of do it yourself.
Now, if I wanted something on a shirt like that, because I was thinking like the shirt we showed you, the hella soft print, you could do that? You could do like a personal one?
Yeah, for sure. So I
really do want one on my denim jacket.
Yeah. So what I like to do for other brands and people that are trying to start a brand is I'll make them a mock-up and I'll give them a couple sample shirts because you can have a great idea, but not everybody's going to, and I try to reiterate that to people. It's like, all right, I know you think your idea is going to be like the best thing to hit Lubbock and Texas and nobody's ever seen it before, but let's start with like 5 shirts and let me print those for you first and let's see how that goes. And then we can do some more. And if it blows up, then great. You're busy, I'm busy. But I think you gotta have to, take a step back. Sometimes people want to order like 100 t-shirts because they think their brand's about to blow. And I'm like, man, just slow it down. Let's do like 5 and I'll help you out with that.
You're a good person because you're not, if somebody was like, here, can I get 100 shirts? That's a lot of money right there.
Yeah. And most people that go to me, they know me, what I'm saying? I'm not going to try to steer them wrong. I'm going to try to give them some advice and, it's like, man, let's dial it back. Let's do like a pre-order for you. So that way you can kind of test the waters and see how that goes. But that's what I try to do with people. And I do small quantities, large quantities. Large quantities are great because pays more. You get your customers taken care of as well. But that's what I try to help out. Like for you guys, that's what we would more than likely do. Like
now, are you familiar with First Friday Art Trail?
Mm-hmm.
You have you tried to get out there?
Not yet.
In these events?
Not yet.
There's a lot of events going on with clothing.
Yeah.
Pretty much almost weekly.
Yeah.
Have you heard of these? Like.
My next thing is I really want to get into the First Friday Art Trail. There's a guy that I follow on Instagram and he kind of does the same things that I do. He did something like that, but so his thing was he wasn't even selling stuff. He just had like 20 shirts and he gave them all for free. It's like, I'm going to give you guys 20 shirts for free, post it on Instagram. And that's the catch. You post my shirt on Instagram, you tag me, and then you put it out there and that's it.
Who was it?
I think his name is like Brema. He does, Unfinished Legacy is what his brand is.
Okay.
So that's kind of how he got started. So he's like, I mean, he's blowing up right now, man. So I think I would try to do something like that and then kind of work myself into that. The biggest thing is to try to get traction, and not everybody always wants to spend money. So, and a post can probably do more than that.
That's what I'm thinking. Dang, that's a smart idea. People love free. I love free.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is actually really sick too.
And he's based out of here?
Yeah, that's him. No, he's out of New York.
Oh.
Yeah, and he I think I want to say he's been doing this for like maybe 3-4 years too.
By accident, Alicia. No. Mm. Oh shit! 129,000 followers.
Yeah.
Jesus. Golly, that is a pretty good idea. So but you eventually want to do all of that.
I want to try to do that. I want to try to work myself into the First Friday Art Trail. Really, the main focal point for me this coming year is to try to get some brand ambassadors, try to get some people that are posting, that are coming up with creative content on their own, that I don't really have to lead their hand and say, hey, this is what I want you to post. I kind of want them to do their own thing, but also get some traction on it and actually post it. Some people will say, well, yeah, I want to be a brand ambassador and things like that. And then they'll grab your t-shirt and they'll post it.
I said that, but I'm going to wear it on the podcast.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, can you so that's basically what it is, because I was like, dude, that's kind of a good idea,
That's all it is, yeah.
We need some Snake Pit ambassadors out here. Damn. It's a free market, right? Free marketing.
Yeah, because you don't know how many followers that person has and how many, of that person and whoever sees that, and it's just like a chain effect. So that's what I'm going to try to do this coming year, just to try to really get some traction online and things like that.
Hell yeah. I like so like those Selena jeans you did, were they just like a one-of-one kind of deal?
Yeah, I went and picked some up at the Goodwill and just screen printed them. I still have them. They're still there. Nobody's bought them yet. I think they're like 34s.
Yeah, dude, those are Did I send you a picture?
You did send me a picture.
Fucking cool.
I was gonna ask you, have you printed on any other like textiles besides like denim and cotton? Because I follow one brand on Instagram. I think they're called Pulling Teeth, and they screen print on silk.
I've done some bow ties. Like I think that it was silk bow ties for his name is Jonathan. He does handmade bow ties here in town. Mm-hmm. Rebellious bow ties. Yeah. So I printed a whole, like there's these skulls. So he just gave me a huge sheet of, it's almost the size of this table, and just printed, and then he cut and sewed it and made bow ties out of it.
Yeah, right. I was trying to get that dude on the podcast. I need to hit him back up. My bad, dude. What are you looking at? Pulling Teeth?
Yeah, I can't find it though. Literally everybody's called Pulling Teeth. Wow. But it's a really cool page, and they screen print a lot of like metal related things on like silk camisoles and like nightgowns and stuff like that.
It's kind of limitless what you can do with that thing. Huh?
Yeah,
I think it's really cool.
Printed a karate gi for some guy that had a tournament, things like that. So I mean, as long as I got I've printed a lawn chair. As long as you got a smooth,
kind of need those.
Like a smooth
surface, that's all I need.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Do you have a website?
I do. TheHumbleHustle.com.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a link up here.
We'll put it in the description for you guys. I need to I need to upgrade my website. Sorry, people. That's a pretty cool shirt right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That's one.
These are also in denim, right?
No, that is that's just a 100% cotton t-shirt.
Oh no, I know that, but you had this print on something.
Oh,
else,
yes. I printed some jeans on that. Yeah, and I gave those away as well.
Wow.
I'm liking the Jesus approach.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Did you take all these?
I did, yes. I try to take the best picture as best as possible to upload it online and kind of get a quality picture. Not to try to take it on the carpet and things like that. I see a lot of people try to, start brands, and they have like these plastic hangers, and they take the picture on the carpet, and I'm like, I wouldn't do that. But you got to start somewhere,
Yeah, you do.
These are cool.
What is that one right there? That one right there.
No weapon formed against me.
Damn. I'm kind of like, I don't mean any disrespect. It's kind of crazy. I barely heard of you from Sip and Drip.
Yeah.
This is a really cool brand.
That's
going.
yeah, man. That's just my thing now. I'm just trying to, just say yes to things. Ask me to be on the podcast, say yes.
Thank you, by the way.
Say yes to a pop-up shop. I've only done 3. It's just, I'm, so pressed for time sometimes, but for things like this, you just have to make time. You got to put yourself out there because, me, like not prideful, but it's like, man, somebody's going to like that. I don't really have to push it too much, but you do. Nobody's going to find out about you just by, hanging out and just, posting to the 100 followers that you have or 600, you know what I'm saying?
I thought that was true.
Yeah.
It is not.
I was like, I'll blow up. Somebody will see it. You know what I mean? And you can't think that way. You gotta market yourself. You gotta put yourself out there, and maybe it's uncomfortable for you, but you gotta get past that.
Yeah. What was that first pop-up like?
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was when we did all of our iron-on stuff. So, I sold a bunch of stuff still, but it's just the fact of getting out there to people that you don't know and converting them to customers. Me personally, it's hard for me to buy something. Like if I were to go to a pop-up, I'm like, that's cool, man, but I don't think I want to buy it. You know what I mean? So I gotta work on that too. And I know the kind of customer that may be, and I gotta present myself and talk them up and, introduce myself, and you are your brand.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if it's all in my head, but fuck. The more I bought other people's stuff from around here, it just seemed to return.
Yeah, it does.
More.
It does.
I don't have a product for sale, but it seemed to get me more traction.
Yeah, it does.
Because it kind of just shows your support. Also, it's like you're talking the talk, you're walking the walk, you're truly supporting local, And I don't know if you remember last year when I was doing Fools and Goals, I was like, I got to go here, I got to go that, I got to go support, because it's just I want that support to flow back to me. I want people to
I think it really does, huh?
She supported or he supported or they pulled up. You know what I mean? I want that kind of same rapport.
Yeah.
Also.
And that means a lot. From
even just attending, even just
just popping up
or share. Yeah. Those things.
I'm sure glad I went to Sip and Drip, to be completely honest.
Yeah. That really do. It really does mean a lot to anybody that runs their own brand, to just say, hey man, I really like your stuff, or let me share your post. Let me, you know what I mean? So, there's always a cliche posting you support your friends and support it, but it is really, really true.
Shout out to Chris Vargas. He's the best.
And it's the most free thing to do. And he's a really big testament of that too.
He's the best at it.
Any little thing, he will like it. He will.
And what's the point of people think he's a creep?
Yeah. I've had friends that are like, why is he always liking my stuff? And I'm like, hey man, he's just trying to keep his own algorithm up. It's not
and he's
personal,
good at
it. Yeah, and I don't even know him, and I just gave him a follow. I liked a couple of his things, and he posted that Sip and Drip thing, and I was like, man, I gotta attend. I gotta do this. You know what I mean? So I've only met him once, and he's been very supportive. So I want to take the page out of his book and do that to other people.
Just because you've only done 3, I'm telling you, do more.
Yeah.
You got to do more, dude.
Yeah. Your work is really cool. And I really know there are some vintage kids out there that are going to eat this shit up. You know what I mean?
It has a vintage feel. Yeah.
And it really does. It looks like those things that you see on the Instagram ads of just, they'll have Michael Jordan on it or, whatever. They'll have these really cool designs. And it reminds me of those things that you see, but it's in person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I really think if you take this to the Cast, if you take this to First Friday, any of those vintage pop-ups and stuff like that, you will find your clientele there.
Yeah.
Truly you will.
I've been on here to say I've been a hater on here, but I will say this about them. They fucking support each other.
And it's a really cool community.
Man.
It's
the
really
vintage guys.
Yeah, dude. Well, just the clothing. It's a lot of vintage, but there's a few people like you, that Chris,
have brands
they have brands. They really do support each other.
Yeah.
And it's pretty great. Yeah. And it's, if not weekly, maybe once a month, twice a month, somewhere there's something going on, and there's a whole group of people.
Yeah, I see that little community on Instagram. Well, not little, they're probably pretty big now. So I followed a couple of the vintage thrifter guys, and they have a whole little circle, and they all, that it seems like they're doing really well with all the stuff that they are able to pull and grab and from out of town. They're going out of state to get some vintage stuff and then coming back over here and selling it. Yeah. So
shout out to Izzy Money Vintage.
Yeah. So that's one of the ones I follow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's good. And you also have tech, dude. You got the tech students.
Yeah.
They're out there and they got money.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Hope you're subscribed. Dude, I'm telling you, you gotta do it more. I think you would do very well. And Sip and Drip, no disrespect, was a little smaller.
Yeah.
But they get bigger.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they get bigger, and you're gonna find a lot of people. I think I really like it. I'm gonna fucking. I don't even want to be an ambassador anymore. I'm just gonna fucking support it any chance I get. So this is a really cool one. These are it's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm glad people like you are here.
Yeah. So I mean, you think of Christian clothing brand or faith-based clothing brand, and it's not like you're like I said, I think I told you that it's not like Mardale's or Bless This Mess or things like that.
That was the initial draw to me talking to you. I was like, it's a faith-based one. I want to know like your angle on it, because I do feel like some people could exploit it.
Yeah.
But you're not doing it, I don't think.
No. So I try to keep it true to who I am.
Yeah. I think that really is what sets this apart, is like you can, obviously this is our first time meeting, but it's like you can tell like this is your personality in a shirt.
Yeah.
This isn't just you like putting something generic out there, or just kind of like using like the whole faith thing as like a marketing ploy. It's like, oh no, this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is a combination of all my personalities.
Yeah. That's truly who I am, how I grew up. I didn't grow up in church. I never went to church when I was younger, or, I didn't start going to church until I was, probably mid-20s.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I did all the things that were not church-like, you know what I mean? So, and then going to,
you're human.
I was in both, so that's why the brand looks the way it looks, but I hate the play on some of those things, because you can see it, you do have some bigger brands and that do that. And then, they'll make 5-6 shirts that promote that, and then 5-6 shirts that absolutely are the complete opposite. I'm like, man, that's from a maker and from a creator and somebody that does that. I can see that, but your customer probably doesn't see that, but I do. And I'm like, man, it's pretty annoying, and it's I don't like that, but it is what it is. There's always going to be somebody that exploits it, or somebody that just takes almost not necessarily a culture vulture, but in that sense.
Shout out to the Culture Vultures podcast, by the way. Yeah, dude. I like, I keep saying I like it. You can feel the genuine, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but yeah, dude, you can feel it. Yeah. And I'm glad I don't know. I was like, because this is the first time we've actually talked like this.
Yeah.
And one of the things we've always talked about behind the scenes, like, can we sniff out the bullshitters? You're not a bullshitter. I like this shit, dude. It's cool.
Good to know.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna keep praising you, dude. This is cool.
Especially even because it's like he said, like you've been working on this for a few years. You know what I mean? Like if you were not about it, you would not be in a shop. You would not be still, doing these events and stuff. So like, it's really cool. Like how much more do you want to expand off of this? Like, do you want to still stay and like screen printing, or like where do you want to expand it?
But
if you could like plan out and like goal set your next 3 years.
Yeah. So what I would like to do is, I have this envision, and I don't, maybe you guys know who the person is, but he does screen printing for companies, but he also has this huge warehouse. And this warehouse has like this like setups of like where you go and take pictures and video shoots, like and content rooms and things like that. So embroidery, things like that. I mean, the sky's the limit with this kind of stuff. But for what I want to do is I want to have a building to where you go in and we're able to produce your content for you. We're able to produce your merch for you. We have somebody in each one of those departments. And I know people in every realm of that. It's just, how do you get all of that into one? You know what I mean? And because this stuff is huge. I mean, people want merch. People want content. People don't know how to put that out on themselves. I kind of know a little bit about it, but I don't know enough to say, well, I'll produce your content for you as well. I would like to have a full team that does absolutely every one of those aspects for you. I'll continue to run this.
Let me tell you, little kids, this is what you got to do. You got to create a brand.
Yeah.
You got to create a whole brand that's not just one thing. Encompasses every goddamn thing. I think that's like the future. Maybe it already hasn't been happening, but that's kind of like, I think people want to see that. you're not just doing one thing. You're like, you're everything. You're everywhere.
Yeah.
I think
I always think like this is so random, but I used to watch Jeffree Star on YouTube a lot. Jeffree Star,
the makeup person.
Okay. And there was one series that somebody was doing about him, and it was essentially because he is like a YouTuber, he is a pop star, he is a makeup creator. Like he had a brand, and then he was doing collabs, and then he had merch and all these things. And somebody was doing a documentary on him and was just kind of like, how, like, you know, so like you just create your own merch. And he was just like, well, this area of my studio is where I do my content for my Instagram. This area is where our labs are, you know, for my makeup. This is where my merch is, but also this is my separate warehouse where I have other brands' merches. So when you want to do merch, come through me. I'll be your production company. I have you know, and it was just like really cool. Like he was just kind of a powerhouse in that sense. And I always think of that, you know, like whenever I hear people mention these things, I'm like, that's so, it's very attainable.
Horizontal integration.
It's almost like a waterfall income, you know, like once it really works out, because you essentially have so many outlets of.
Yeah. So it's everything that has to do with if you want to start a brand, you know, 1, 2, 3.
How often, like, what does your schedule look like? How often are you planning things out? Do you go day by day, week?
I'm about 2 weeks out. Okay. So I try to, you know, if I get orders from other people or, you know, businesses, I try to plan for that order to be fulfilled and done and ready for pickup within, I tell them 10 to 14 business days.
But you're like doing one order at a time, or it just depends? It
just depends on what the logo looks like. I may be able to, let's say I have an order for, I don't know, 100 hoodies, and I got 2 companies that need 100 hoodies each, but their logo is pretty simple. I may knock both of those out in a couple of days, and I may do, you know, here and there, a little bit on this order one day, a little bit on this order the next day. So that way they're both ready at the same time. But I'm typically 2 weeks ahead. I know what I'm going to be doing in the next 2 weeks.
Nice.
What does a day look like for you? Can you give me a rundown of your day? Yeah.
So screen printing day, and I don't have anything else to do other than screen print. I'm up most of the time. I'm up by 4:45 a.m. So I'm heading to the gym 4:45 a.m. Get to the gym about 5:30. Work out from 5:30 to 6:30. Get the kids ready for their day, feeding them, getting them ready to go.
How old are they?
Yeah. They are 10 months.
Oh, just babies.
Yeah, they're just babies. Yeah. So they
Can you just tell me right now I don't need a baby right now? Because I've been like, damn, kind of want a baby. No, he's going to tell me to do it.
Kids are great, but they're a lot of work. Yeah. They're a ton of work. Getting them ready for the day. I typically try to be at the shop at 10 o'clock. So 10 a.m. and I'm printing from 10 to 5:30. 5:30, heading home, getting the kids ready for bed, getting dinner, all that stuff, get the dogs ready, get the house in order, asleep or trying to be asleep by maybe 10:30.
Damn.
And then awake at 4:45 the next day. That's the only time. If you don't wake up at 4:45, or if you're not an early riser, and when you have kids, that's the only time you have something to do any kind of workout or any kind of regimen that you may have.
How important is working out to you?
Super important. Yeah, you have to go do something, whether it be walking or stretching or going to the gym or, you know, playing basketball, football, frisbee, whatever. You have to get up early and go to the gym and get your body moving.
Hell yeah.
It's tough.
Is there any fun in your schedule? Like just leisure?
Sundays.
Yeah.
Typically Sundays. Well, I say that, but yesterday I worked. But typically Sundays is my do nothing day. I'm not going to, I'll respond to a customer, but I'm not going to create a logo or go to the print shop and print things out and things like that. But Sundays are the days that we just kind of hang out and.
See, we're the same. Because I actually worked Sunday yesterday. I worked yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. God damn it. I worked yesterday for the first time ever on a Sunday, and I normally don't do shit on Sundays.
Yeah.
I think you need the day off.
You have to have
maybe a Saturday, but Sunday for sure.
Yeah.
So you're just chilling.
Just chilling, watching football, hanging out with the family, and hanging out with my parents, things like that, and just kicking it.
What kind of workouts do you do?
Only weights. I do not do any cardio. I'm too thin to do cardio.
Well, I hear a lot that weightlifting is actually what people are supposed to be doing. Yeah, especially the older you get.
They say running is not good for you. I don't know, go out and run.
I've kind of heard that.
Yeah, it's like bad for your knees and your ankles and all that stuff.
Although I'm doing the turkey trot this Thursday. You guys wish me luck. It's going to fucking suck.
How many, what is it?
That's
like
only
5K?
2 miles. Yeah.
What is that, 5K?
I think so.
It's only, not even. A 5K is like 3 miles.
I think it's, yeah,
Fuck.
that's right.
That's what I'm doing, yeah. I ain't ran in a long time. We'll see how it goes.
Knock it out. 30 minutes.
I'm going to be like that
tops.
Chinese dude smoking a cigarette while I'm running.
I seen a TikTok and as a guy did not train at all, and he made a bet with his friends, and he did a full marathon. I think a full marathon was like what, 20 something miles,
26 miles.
26, yeah.
and he did it.
Bert Kreischer did that.
Yeah.
Jesus. I guess I can do it. Only 3 miles.
Yeah,
I need to get
don't-
more active.
I don't remember the last time I ran a mile. Maybe
Yeah.
like high school.
Dude, so your schedules is pretty packed all the damn
packed
time.
all the time. I mean, I say that, and I think sometimes people say that to like a flex, like I'm busy. I'm busy. Or I can't, I'm busy. But I truly I'm busy all
Like
the
you're
time.
utilizing your 24 hours.
Yeah, I try to as much as possible. Every now and then, hang out and watch a movie and things like that. But with the kids and their schedule's pretty. We try to keep them on a set schedule as best as we can. There's 2 of them, so that is super important.
2, dude. Is there twins in your family?
I guess though. I think that's a myth.
Oh.
But
There's no twins in your wife's family either.
there is on both sides, but they're cousins. So cousins to us on both sides, which I don't think that has like a direct correlation to you having twins. I mean, I could be wrong, but it was.
Was it a total surprise?
No.
Oh, no.
So I was making eggs like a month before we found out, what we were going to have, a double yolk. Never happened in my life. I was like, we're going to have twins. Went to the doctor.
You just knew.
Oh,
Knew
shit.
Knew it. I don't know what about it. I just knew. And yeah, 2 of them.
Were y'all
One
shocked
girl.
or were y'all just kind of like...
We're just like, yeah, we'll live.
Well, are they, do they look exactly the same?
No, they're
They're fraternal?
complete opposites. The boy looks like me and the girl looks like my wife.
Oh, a boy and a
And-
girl.
A boy and a girl.
Yeah. And he has dark hair. She has light hair. He has brown eyes. She got like a bluish green eyes and like complete opposites. They couldn't be more opposite than they are now.
Dude, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Can they sense each other? Can they read each other's minds? I've heard they can do that
probably
shit.
can.
I've heard they can feel each other from across
They have,
different
like, a little
rooms or
bond.
some, I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, they pretty much cooked
I mean,
together
yeah.
for 9 months. They're pretty close.
Yeah.
This is doing nothing to help me not want a baby.
No.
Have one.
They're expensive.
You'll be all right.
No,
No,
I
they're
don't
super
expensive.
super
I
expensive.
don't have the money. There you go.
Super
There
expensive.
you- that's all you got to tell me.
Very
I ain't
expensive.
got no money.
Yeah.
All my money goes to this.
Yeah. If you want to once you get this to where you want it to go, then maybe you can have a kid or 2
That's the plan
or
anyway.
twins.
Dude, twins, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you're just chilling whenever you have time to just chill.
Yeah. I try to just hang out with them and, it's the weather kind of sucks. So you can't really take them much, anywhere, things like that. So we just mainly stay at the house, but
And you have dogs. What kind of dogs do you have?
pit bulls. Yeah.
Are they sweet to the babies?
They're really nice. Pit bulls get a bad rap, but I've had pit bulls my whole life and they're super nice dogs.
They got big old heads.
Mm-hmm.
A little.
Yeah.
My friend has
Beefy
one.
dogs.
Yeah, they're goofy little fuckers.
Yeah.
Shout out to the pets, man. I'll just stay with my pets right now.
Yeah. 2 dogs, 2 kids.
God,
Household is full.
Jesus. And are they moving around and shit right now?
They just started to
kids.
crawl. Like just now. Like yesterday, the day
Like
before.
crawling?
Yeah. She was doing like an
Uh-oh.
army crawl. So I mean we have this
They're about to take off.
we have this giant playpen. It's giant. It's like 7 by 7 or something like that in the living room to put them in there so they're not like hitting their heads
Containing
on
them.
corners and things like that. It's like I've made the joke is like a live petting zoo.
Yeah, dude, it's like you
living
have
room.
4 dogs right now.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, that's
Once
pretty
they
cool.
start crawling, they get into everything and
Yeah.
they start grabbing and yeah,
Yeah. It's
they're all over and they're
it's,
fast.
it's surreal. seeing-
Do you plan on having any more?
No.
That's it.
No. We are done. I'm scared to have twins again.
Ooh.
I know a guy that only has twins from different marriages. He had twins on both sides.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't want to chance it and have twins again.
Get it all out at once.
That'll be. We go from 0 to 2, and then 2 to 4.
But also, it's like y'all got y'all's perfect pair. Y'all have a boy and a girl.
And now, had we had like one, 2 boys and or 2 girls, you'd be like, I wonder what the other one would look like.
Boy, whatever. Yeah.
So, knock them both out at the same time.
I forgot to ask you this earlier. Well, do you have some people that you're inspired by? Like I should have 2 questions now that I think about it. When it comes to like creating clothes and like brands and stuff like that.
Yeah, I follow a couple of brands. One of them is Grateful Apparel. They kind of do the same thing, and the guy that runs it is a pretty genuine person. Like his story and how he got into this stuff is pretty cool. I mean, he was like selling dope and almost went to prison and things like that, and turned his life around and started doing merch, and it just started moving. And his brand is somewhat similar to mine. A lot of his stuff has a play on like a hip hop and kind of that vibe, but also like a God and Jesus kind of thing. So I really am very inspired by his brand. But man, I just pull inspiration from a little bit of everywhere. There is some people here locally in town that I see, and I'm like, man, they're really moving some stuff, and they're seeing their transitions and seeing them grow is pretty inspiring as well. Chris is with his shop and things like that. I mean, he's the knowledge and the things that he's willing to share with you and do for you. That's kind of what I would like to do in the next coming year. Is not be so not sheltered, but when you start something, you kind of want to keep it for yourself because you kind of found something.
Oh, for sure.
But that's now that you see this and now that you kind of get out in the community and you see kind of what people are doing, you want to do the opposite now. At least for me speaking. There's a guy here in town. His name is I think his name is Guap.
Guap did him.
Yeah, dude. Like seeing him, God, that's nuts.
He's blowing up right now.
He had like Jordan Poole and from the Warriors wearing his shoes, and like the dude from Spider-Man. Like
he modeled for Hain.
Yeah.
He's doing all kinds of.
That's crazy, man. Like just seeing that, like that's nuts. Like it's possible. It's attainable. You just got to keep at it.
Yeah, and then you meet him. He's just like he's a cool dude. I don't want to call him normal. I don't think he's normal, but he's just.
I'm just saying.
In that sense, he is.
You would not know what he's capable of.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, seeing that stuff, like it's that's crazy, man. Like it's possible, it's attainable, but you got to put in the work. And that's
hell yeah.
Yeah.
I also had another question before I forget. What is like one piece of thing you want to do with Humble that's not clothing?
Let's see.
Or is there any?
I kind of just want to give back now. This next year, what I would like to do, and what I've talked to one of my friends that he runs a nonprofit, and you forgive me, I don't know the name of his nonprofit. But what he does essentially is he brings in youth. I wouldn't necessarily call them misguided youth, but they're just adolescents, kids at a vulnerable age. And he just kind of mentors them and takes them to tech games, takes them to,
that's pretty cool.
The museum, takes them to, painting, takes them, to do all these things that they probably don't get to do at home. So what I would really like to do is bring those kids in, and just show them how this process works. Maybe just come up with a t-shirt that revolves them, maybe like a young entrepreneur t-shirt or, something along the lines of that. Have them do their own, have them print their own shirt, and just mentor them, talk to them for 45 minutes to an hour or so, and they leave with knowing how to screen print a shirt. They leave with knowing that art is attainable. It doesn't stop when you leave high school. You can. It's
almost just like planting a seed.
Yeah,
kind of.
Because I think back and I'm like, man, if I would have known how to do this 10 years ago. There's no telling where I would be at now doing it. But I mean, that's not the case. So I got to make that available to people that are here in town and show people that, art or your art and whatever you put out is, you can make a living off of doing this. And college is great. Don't get me wrong. But, if that's not your route, then, it doesn't have to be.
See, that's great. Mm-hmm. But I think I missed my question was a little not, I'm glad you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Now, my original question, I should have, do you want to make a product like a chair or like, like a wallet or something that's not clothing? Would you do something like that? And label it humble, Yeah. Do you have something? Because I know like Chris, he fucking made a couch.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Do you ever want to venture off into that?
Aside from doing shirts, maybe just like paintings and things like that. I've dabbled in painting a little bit. But other than that, I would like to do pretty much anything that pertains to apparel. Besides shoes. I don't think I would ever get into anything like that. But like, jeans, jackets, hats, all that stuff. But aside from apparel and maybe painting and things like that, I don't think so.
Shoes are a whole different thing.
That's a whole nother ballgame.
It would be cool to have your own shoe though.
Yeah.
I always thought about that. Like a collab. Would you ever do a collab?
Yeah, for sure. I need to talk to Chris about doing something maybe in the next year, something that kind of aligns with both of our brands and both of what we kind of stand for. So I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. I think that'd be a really cool collab. I think y'all's brands are kind of very in line with each other's.
Yeah, he doesn't let me do, we can't drink on the podcast when he's on and all that stuff. So yeah, he's a clean guy. He'd be perfect for this.
I've seen that. Yeah. You're sober right now?
Yeah.
For a little bit?
I've been sober for like 3 days, but I drank on Saturday, not gonna lie, but this is the most sober I've been this month.
That's good.
This month is the most sober I've been in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of was like feeling good for a little bit and I fucked up by drinking because now I want to drink, but it felt good being sober for a little bit.
Baby steps. I've been sober for 5 years.
Were you boozing before that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's hard.
What changed? Was it like a personal thing, or was it just
it's a little bit of both. Yeah, so it's a little bit of both. So when my wife and I got married, we decided that we weren't going to drink anymore, just because, just to be different from anything that we've ever grown up seeing. It's very typical for your Mexicans to just drink all the time.
Oh yeah,
and that's what I grew up seeing all the time. When I was little, grew up seeing your aunts and uncles drinking, hanging out on Friday, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. If you drink, that's fine. But
just don't drive.
Yeah, absolutely don't drink and drive. But for me, had I continued to drink and had I continued to do what I was doing, there's no way I would have been able to run a business. Absolutely no way. Because I was more worried about doing other things.
Kind of happened to me. I'm telling you, man. It was fun.
Yeah.
And I'm done getting fucked up on these podcasts. I'll say that. Go back and listen to that shit, man. Oh my God. We were drunk. No more. Did you just quit cold turkey?
I think so. Yeah.
Damn.
Maybe like we quit and then like a month later, maybe like one more drink or something. And then since then I haven't had a sip of alcohol. Which is kind of crazy to think about, but I was I wasn't a heavy drinker, but I drank every weekend. Always going out to clubs and bars and, things like that and hanging out with all the friends that you have when you drink. And
do you have any desire to have a sip of alcohol?
Not anymore.
No, it's over with.
Once you get past that, I think once you get past that, for me, once I got past that, that year or 2 year mark, whatever, I don't desire to drink anymore.
Yeah, I don't mean to open up on this podcast, but I'm fucking scared to get sober. Yeah. I am, dude. I don't know why.
I think
I feel like I'm gonna lose my Rattlesnake Roy title. I'm just gonna become Roy.
There's that, and then there's maybe, not for you, but for me, maybe the people that you keep around you. You have I had tons of friends. I thought, a lot of people. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm not really worried about that.
And then you stop drinking, and
I was the friend that was like, hey, let's drink.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's good. So then you have
I'm the fucking bad influence when it comes to that.
You have some people around you that'll allow you to progress and get a little bit better, as the time goes on.
Just another sign that I guess I gotta stop for a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, I love drinking though.
I think you can find balance after you can establish like boundaries too,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's a journey though.
Yeah.
It's not like I was an alcoholic or anything, but
yeah, no, same.
It definitely, you're right. I want to operate at a higher level, and I don't think I could do that with alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol is definitely, it make you not want to do anything other than drink, you know. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I had good times when I drank, you know. I'm not saying it is what it is, you know. I drank and you know, it was cool, and we had fun, and we went out and you hang out with your friends and do all the stuff, but you know, that wasn't going to get me anywhere closer to what I was trying to achieve. Yeah,
I thought about that too. When I was like, if I have kids, I don't know if I want to drink around them. Yeah, because that's what happened to me.
Yeah,
I just grew up like it was normalized.
Yeah,
to be a fucking drunk.
Yeah.
Shout out to my family. They'll love you guys. But you know, every day you see it, you're like, whatever, it's normal.
It's pretty normal. So when I was growing up, you know, and don't get me wrong, my family's not like alcoholics and like crazy fighting, beating up anybody, things like that. But I always thought it was weird when people didn't drink when I was little.
Yeah.
They're like, you know, somebody would come over to the house and they're like, oh, he doesn't drink. Like, why?
I still kind of feel that way.
Like, why? Why don't you drink? That's weird. All the men drink Bud Light here.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just different. It's trying to give my kids a totally different life than I had. You know, not it wasn't bad. You know what I mean? It's just a different upbringing. Mm-hmm. Totally different.
What kind of music?
There's some things you want to normalize and other things you don't want to normalize in your household.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're normalizing working out. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And I've never seen anybody work out before. You know, never. I just kind of, you get to the point where you're like, I don't know, when you're younger, you're like, I just want to be buff. So you watch YouTube and figure out how to do it.
God, YouTube's great, isn't it?
YouTube is college. YouTube is college.
It is, dude. I'm telling you.
You can watch infinite. It has many YouTube videos and just you can probably do brain surgery on there if you're watching the videos.
You can get damn close. What kind of music did you grow up listening to?
Rap mainly. I never listened to anything other than rap actually.
Did you listen to SPM?
Oh yeah, SPM. DJ Screw, Tupac, like all the guys. I still listen to 90s rap music. There's nothing. I mean, I listen to today's stuff too, but growing up in the 90s, that was like the supreme rap era, and I think it still is. You know.
So you're still kind of listening to the stuff a little bit?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you listen to that when you're working out?
Yeah. No, not like your SPM and things like that. No, I don't think I can work out to that.
It's not fun to listen to DJ Screw.
No, it's like super slow.
Fun. Yeah, it's too slow and you're literally just trying to pump. Yeah.
But I'll do like the new music Fridays on like Spotify. Most of the stuff I don't listen to on there, but you know, it's pretty, you know, new music, and you know, it's not very good if you ask me, but I'll shuffle through it and see if there's anybody that I like or anything that sticks out to me.
Hell yeah, dude. What are some of your plans for to end out the year? You got that sweater dropping?
Got that sweater dropping. I'm really hoping that has traction. I'm really hoping that the video that goes behind it is going to be pretty eye-catching, or, you know, tell a story behind the hoodie is what I'm trying to do. I'm going to try to put a story behind the merch, not just put out the merch and maybe a couple pictures. Try to do a whole little story behind it. That way we can have something to speak to and have that ready for like Christmas presents is what I'm hoping. We'll see how it goes. You know, you never know. Sometimes I think things are the best idea that I've had, and I put it out and I don't sell anything. So it is what it is. But, you know, you got to continue to push that out there and see where it goes.
I feel you on that one, man.
Yeah.
Got to keep on going, dude.
Yeah.
I feel that sometimes I drop some episodes. I'm like, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And then you fuckers listen.
I know I can rely on my grandma, like commenting on my picture. I know that's going to for sure come. But, you know, aside from anybody else, you never know. And that's kind of you just got to be a little bit vulnerable and just put it out there anyways and see where it leads. You know, some stuff that I think is going to do really well doesn't do good at all. And some things that I think I was like, it's not that good. I'll put it out anyways though. But, you know, and people like it. So you just never know. So that's, the hoodie is, that's my next plans. I'm pretty booked up and probably till mid-December as far as like doing custom orders.
How can they hit you up?
Phone number, Facebook, Instagram, message me. Then we'll, get logos and stuff ready to go and quantities and mock-ups and things like that. So
guys, work with this man. I'm telling you. You're a great man. I'm glad we did this fucking podcast, dude.
Thank you.
Can you give a message to the youth? One last message. I think we got some young cats listening. Shout out to them.
Yeah, man.
If you could give them a little bit of advice if they're needing it right now.
If you have an idea, just do it. You never know where it's going to lead you. This was all just an idea, and I just went for it. I didn't know. I knew absolutely zero about how to do this. I still feel like I don't know much about it. I don't really think I know how to run a business, but it's still going. I'm still busy. I didn't think I would be to the point to where I'm now 3 years ago. So my advice is just, if you have an idea, just do it and throw yourself at it. You have to do the hard work. You can dream and you can, think about the idea and you can say, this is what I want to do. But until you actually put in the hard work and you actually, take a step forward, there's no telling where where you're going to take it and what it's going to amount to.
Like Shia LaBeouf said, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Jennifer, you got anything for the people out there?
I have nothing to say. This is a good one.
There you go, guys. Please give us a subscribe. One love. Tell somebody you love them. You never know. Listen to them, and God bless, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.